That's kind of true. Shall we have a conversation about that? I think we should, right? So let's talk about new business LLC credit card application, the top 5 reasons you might be rejected, and what you need to do about those reasons. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Let's roll. In today's discussion, I want to talk to you about new business LLC credit card application. Here are 5 top reasons you might be declined and what you need to do about those reasons. Number 1, your LLC status. This is important. So if your business is not in good standing with the state government, you might be declined. Your credit card application might be rejected. It's really important. So, and this applies if you are a registered corporation, LLC, or partnership. So depending on the state you're in, you are going to have some compliance requirements. Boss, I'm talking to you because a lot of folks take this for granted. No. If you are a business, you have compliance requirements, and make sure that you abide by those requirements. That's just what it is, okay? And so you want to contact the state department in the state where you incorporated or register your business, and make sure that you actually abide. If you are a new business LLC, there are certain requirements, and you want to make sure you are in good standing with the state government. If you don't have an employee identification number, this could be a problem also on your credit card application, and you might be denied. And we're talking about, see, the EIN, it's so easy to get. Just go on the IRS website, okay, 5 minutes, 10 minutes top, and you get your EIN. It's free, okay? And the thing is that whether you are a sole proprietorship or LLC or S Corp or C Corp, an EIN is kind of cool for many reasons. We have actually talked about on other shows, including the ability to open a business bank account. So you need to have an EIN. So if you don't have an EIN, you might be rejected for a credit card. And if you did not provide an entity status, sometimes on credit card applications, they want you to provide an entity status. So in this case, you want to make sure that you actually put LLC. You are a limited liability company, okay? Not a partnership, not a sole proprietorship, not an S Corp or C Corp or other type of entity. You are an LLC. So make sure that you put that. So if you don't provide an entity status, the bank may deny your application. And the 4th reason is you don't have a registered agent. If you don't have a registered agent service, this could also be an element that could work against you. So be very careful in terms of maintaining a proper LLC status. The second thing is your profile. See, when you apply for a business credit card, banks and credit unions, they want to verify your business name, for instance. And if they can't do that, that's a problem. We have a problem, boss. Okay. And by business name, I'm talking about you're doing business as your DBA. Okay. There are a lot of public records where financial institutions can go and actually dig into those databases and find out what exactly is going on with your company. Okay, you have Dun & Bradstreet, you have other public databases. So if banks cannot verify your business name, this is a problem. So the thing you want to do is the business name you put on the credit card application must be the official business name. Okay, that's the name that you register with the state government. This is really important. This is the name that you put on your EIN application with the IRS. Make sure those things are consistent. We don't want to play games here, trying to put one name on one application and put another name on another form. No, you gotta be consistent here, okay? And if your business doesn't have a commercial address, this could be a problem. Now, to get a business credit card, you don't have to be a business. You can get a business credit card if you're a sole proprietorship. But here we are speaking about LLC. And your LLC can actually be domiciled in your house. I'm not saying you have to rent out public space or whatever, but depending on the credit card limit that you are asking for, if you cannot afford rent, in other words, the bank sees that there is a concurrence, there is similarity between the business's address and your personal address, this could be a problem. Okay, so make sure that you actually, nowadays, you can have a virtual address. Okay, you can rent out a virtual address. You don't have to pay a lot, maybe $10 a month or $15 a month, so that there is a distinction. There is a difference between your business address and your personal address, which is kind of cool too, because for privacy reasons, you really want to you want to segregate those two locations. And if the bank cannot verify your business phone number, this could also be a possibility for denial. Okay, remember, banks want to verify everything, that everything is legit about your business. If you tell me, hey, listen, I have a business, okay, I'm a CEO, I'm just walking around the neighborhood, I'm the CEO, I'm the boss. But if you don't have a real business, your credit card application will be denied. If you don't have an LLC, a properly established LLC, I'm talking about having a business phone number that the bank or the credit union can call and have someone live over the phone, not a robot. Okay, we're speaking about having everything done properly. The third thing is your credit score. And when I'm talking about your credit score, we are speaking about two things. We're speaking about your personal credit score and your business credit score. Obviously, if you are a new LLC, you have not established a properly documented credit history yet. But the first thing you need to do is to register with Dun & Bradstreet. You really want to get this out of the way. You want to actually have your DUNS number, very important. You want to contact Dun & Bradstreet and pay a little fee to make sure they have a file in your business name. This is important. This is how you actually start building business credit. Okay, if you have a very thin or non-existent business credit score, this could be a problem for some banks. Other banks are okay with that, but some banks might actually deny your application. Okay, so you want to start that. You want to get your net 30 vendors. It's important so that you are able to gradually build business credit. Okay, if you have a thin credit profile, now we're talking about on the personal level. Okay, this could be problematic here, because the bank wants to make sure that they want to reduce risk. They want to reduce the default risk. So your LLC credit card application might be rejected. And what you need to do here is to actually build up your credit history. Make sure that you improve your credit history. If you are at 600, you want to move up to 700. You want to go to 800. That should be the aim. That should be the goal. Okay. And if you have a low credit score, also same thing. Whether you have a thin credit score, or a thin credit profile, or a low credit score, this is not good for your new business LLC credit card application. So one thing you want to do is you can actually co-apply for a business credit card, especially if you have a team of founders for the business, and some founders they have better FICO scores than you. It's just great to co-apply, or you can even have them apply for the business credit card. That way you are boosting your odds of approval. It's all about boosting your odds of approval, right? At the end of the day, you want to be approved, and however you actually achieve that goal, it's totally fine. I mean, you can actually find the right strategy here. Okay, so the bottom line is make sure that you take care of your credit scores. I mean, business credit score and personal credit score. I want to talk to you about operational history. That's another thing we need to have a conversation about, boss. Let's say you are applying for a credit card, business credit card, LLC credit card, and you haven't been in business long enough. Because some credit card companies, they have criteria, right? They want you to be in business for 6 months or 9 months or whatnot. Sometimes they want you to be in business for 12 months. That's just what it is. The thing is that if you have not in business long enough, you need to look for a credit card issuer that will accept your very short operational history. A lot of credit unions are kind of fine with that, as long as you have the right relationship with them. It's very important. Okay, they have you have credit cards for startups. So if you're an LLC, if you're a new business LLC, they'll accept you. And we have covered this topic on other shows, so I'm not going to waste any more time here. But the bottom line here is that you need to make sure that there is a consistency between the time and business rules that your credit card issuer has, and the actual time you have been in business. And we are talking about when your business actually started, not when you register the business. You can register a business and start operating 5 years later, right? So it's all about actually starting the countdown from when you actually started operating the business. And if you have no projected financial statements, this could be also a problem in terms of your operational history, in terms of your credit card application being rejected, because the banks wants to see, hey, listen, the whole thing is you are a startup. You are a brand new business, okay? And you have no actual financial statements. That's fine. People understand that. But you need to have some forecasts. You need to have some projections. You need to tell the bank, hey, listen, I expect to make $1 million the first year. I expect to make $2 million the second year. And I expect to make $3 million the third year. This is hypothetical, of course, but you need to give a vision. You need to have a vision and communicate that vision to the credit card issuer. Okay, it's important. And also, you could be rejected if you have no spending plan. We're talking about you are applying for an LLC credit card, and the issuer will ask you, how much limit do you need? Okay, I need 25 grand. Okay, what are you going to spend the 25 grand on? You need to have a spending plan. This is important because we can't just randomly apply for a credit card and expect to be approved. It doesn't work this way. Okay, no way, Jose. It's really important to have a clear idea of the kind of limits you need, and you need to have a spending plan to back up that limit request. I want to talk to you now about business plan. Yeah, boss, if you don't have a business plan and you are a new business LLC and you are applying for a credit card, especially if you're applying at a branch or over the phone, you will be rejected. You really need to have a business plan, and there are a lot of reasons why you need a business plan. You know, a business plan is this is not just for a business credit card application. It helps, but a business plan goes way beyond your ability to get approved for a credit card application. Okay, a business plan you can use a business plan for a lot of things. You can use it for deciding on critical matters that relate to your business. You can actually use it to iron out the kinks within your business to know exactly what questions need to be answered. You can also use the business plan to avoid the big mistakes that actually cripple a lot of startups, including business LLCs. Okay, this is important because you want to really have an idea about how to raise capital, how to form the right team, how to actually address stiff competition, how to think about pricing. Those are important. You can use a business plan to prove the viability of your business, to set better objectives and benchmarks, which are critical down the road. Okay, especially when we talk about TQM, total quality management, in the long run. You can actually use a business plan to communicate objectives and benchmarks also. Okay, and not just set the objectives, but you need to be able to communicate them. You can also use a business plan to provide a guide for service providers. I'm talking here about contractors, freelancers, and other professionals that will help you they'll help you run your business. You can use a business plan to secure financing, not just for credit card financing, but also business loans, business lines of credit. Okay, it's also important to use this sort of document to reduce risk, but also to better understand the broader landscape. So what we're talking about here is that you really need to understand the importance of a business plan and use it properly. And if you don't have a business plan and you are a new business LLC and you apply for a credit card, you might be rejected because the bank or the credit union doesn't understand what your business is about. I mean, you can tell them, you can give them a general idea what the business is about. But if you have a business plan, it makes things a lot easier. They can read it. They can actually weigh the pros and cons of lending to you, and they can make a better decision. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm just talking to you about New Business LLC credit card, and if you have an application, how do you avoid being rejected? Okay, and I've given you the 5 reasons. And before closing the conversation, I want to give you a few pro tips. How do you actually improve your chances of getting a New Business LLC credit card application approved? Okay, it's really important to understand what really happens here. So before you actually apply, make sure that you review your personal and business credit reports. Personal credit reports, this is important. We're talking about making sure that you review everything about your business, everything about yourself through Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That's the first thing. You also want to make sure that you, whatever credit score that you have on the business side, that you also review that. So you want to contact Dun & Bradstreet. You want to pull you need to have a DUNS number. You need to pull your DNB file to know exactly what's in there. And if you have an opportunity, also pull your Equifax business database, or you want to also check Experian business database to make sure again that you are on the same page here. Okay, those are really important. And you want to ask the credit card company to reconsider. Let's say they just decline you the first time around. Well, don't panic. It's all about really making sure that you get a second chance of having your credit card application reviewed by a human this time. Because when you apply online, you are being taken care of by an algorithm. Okay, a robot will look at your application and they will check a few things here and there, and the robot will make a decision about your application. But when you apply at a branch or over the phone, you are giving yourself a chance to be reviewed by a human. Okay, and it's important. And if you want to improve your chances of getting a business credit card, please work on your credit score constantly. I'm talking about personal credit score. Okay, it's not about just a one-time thing. No, and you want to start monitoring your credit score on a weekly basis, or on a bi-weekly basis, or bi-monthly basis. I mean, every 2 weeks. This is important so that you know something is happening. You know, you're making progress. If you have a derogatory item or a mistake on your credit report, you know right away you can fix it. You can send a dispute letter to Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian, so that you have a clear idea that, hey, listen, I have a clean record. You also want to consider other options for a business credit card. See, when we talk about business credit card, the business credit cards, you have a lot of, you have a trifecta. So you have unsecured business credit cards. So, and that's what you want to shoot for at first, right? You want to look for an unsecured business credit cards that reports to business credit bureaus. But if you don't get that card, what do? You can try to look for a secure business credit card, or you can look for a charge card. That's the third part of this trifecta: charge card, secure credit card, or unsecured business credit card. Okay, and you also can consider a small business credit card made for those with less than perfect credit. Or we're speaking about people who have poor credit or fair credit. Okay, and those are really, really possible. It's all about, we have covered this on other shows, but I'm not going to talk about them here. But the bottom line is, give yourself options. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about New Business LLC credit cards, and we have, if you have an application, and 5 reasons why you might be rejected. And so you have your LLC status, your profile, your credit score, your history, and your business plan, or the lack thereof. And I give you a few pro tips to improve your chances of being approved for your New Business LLC credit card application. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.